Привет всем! Bear here on our next review, of course our next project, the Academy 1/48 scale A-10c Thunderbolt 2, and also some juicy little upgrades as well that I've got to look at. Let's put them to one side and start off looking at this kit. Okay, very briefly, nice box art. They don't even need to tell you what it is because it is such an iconic aircraft. It's got some stuff on the side there. Big deal, doesn't really matter. This is more important. First time I noticed this, they've got a skill level 4 out of 5. Let's see how it builds up. It's a fairly recent kit. Obviously I'm just getting around to this at the moment. Straight away, really good call out. This is really comprehensive. They've got everybody here. Humbrol, GSI, Life Color, Testers, Revell, Vallejo, AK Interactive. So lots of paint call outs, etc. Let's open up this box and see what's inside. So let's see what's inside here. Okay, one, pamphlet of instructions. 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 5 bags of sprues, and some water stickers, and another manual. I need to check out what that is. Anyways, let's have a look at the instructions first and go through that. Okay, I love this. Take care not to injure yourself while using the modeling tools to cut or trim parts. That's a really good idea. Anyways, Academy does this quite a lot. They have a manual 1, manual 2. No big deal, is it? But kind of quirky because this one's paper and this one's like more like magazine sort of style paper with all colour on it. Probably because it's got the colour call outs on it. I think that's what the reason they've done it, to save on costs. Already said that there's a paint index there. It is like a fold out sort of pamphlet to have a look at. They've got paint call outs here all over the place. What I tend to do is write down what the colours are and mark them all up because I kind of find it a bit of a pain in the butt going back and forth to find out which all these codes mean. Included inside here actually there is masks included within the kit as well. Does it tell you to add a nose weight? These things are pretty notorious tail sitters. But anyways, you know, usual sequence of affairs here. Build up the cockpit, get your cockpit together. The difference with this kit is, and we'll see the part in a minute, it's like, and it's one of the reasons that made this kit very interesting, is that they slide molded the rear fuselage in one part. So that's kind of cute, you know. And I had been waiting for an A-10c for such a long time, like a retooled kit. So I got hold of this one as soon as I could. It seems as if you can pose your air brakes open or closed here at sub-step of step number 9. That's where you're assembling the wheels. You see it's really straightforward actually. You see how it's like everything, and you basically because you haven't got that fuselage joint and there's nothing that goes inside there, you're going to be pretty quickly assembling your fuselage. You're even assembling ordnance, and it's telling you here, again, like I say it all the time, these are parts location diagrams. They aren't instructions. You don't follow them to the letter. It'd be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? Just think about this for a minute. You assemble all the ordnance and glue it onto pylons and attach it to the wings before you attach the wings. That isn't the way we're going to build this, believe me, but just sort of point it out. Some people do get kind of confused about stuff like this, but just bear it in mind. Anyway, so there's one wing, then the other wing, landing gear. I need to look inside here. My plan is to build this wheels up in flight on a special display stand, so I'm hoping that there's parts in there that will allow me to pose the landing gear closed. It's quite a distinctive aircraft, the A-10, in that the wheels will actually, or the rubber portion of the wheels will protrude out of the gear base, and it can actually land gear up rather, and that will help cushion the impact of the wheels up landing, so they say. There's quite a bit of ordnance included and bits and pieces like that. By step 11 you join on your wings to the fuselage, and then you're still building ordnance throughout the place. Bit sort of crowded instructions, but no big deal. It does say ballast here, so maybe somewhere it'll say ballast, how much to add, but I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe I'm just there you go. There you go. It says, I don't know how I come up with these weights. 25 grams. That's all you need, 25 grams, and the thing won't be a tail sitter. Who's going to put money on that? I'm not. I'm absolutely positive you need way more than that. This thing is a freaking real tail sitter. Okay, manual 2, this is just the colour version. There's your distinctive Brrrrrrrrrt part, the Gal 30 cannon getting joined on the nose cone there. Be careful with this part. There is options for it. This is the old paved penny pod, which is legacy equipment of the A-10a. That sensor is not used on A-10cs. But it depends. Sometimes they keep the support for it, and sometimes they don't, but check your references. Okay, rear stabs getting built up here. Doesn't seem as if there's any options for posing the flight control surfaces, and you're adding more ordnance by this stage, telling you to put in a fuel tank if you really want to do that. And then these engines. Now this is it doesn't bother me whatsoever. There's critique about this kit, about the way that the engines are too far forward inside the housings. It's an inaccuracy. I can absolutely live with that. But as we'll see later on, I have got some aftermarket stuff just for fun. Calls out again. I like this. I really like the way they've done the front canopy. They've done it like Tamiya style, where you've got a larger than needed portion which incorporates fuselage, so you haven't got this join to deal with the it's just a really good solution, joining it on panel lines. You've got the option to have the boarding ladder deployed and also the fuel filler point on this I don't know what you call these. It's not like a pylon, but anyways, you can show that open or closed. And then we've got the decal callouts. Yeah, they call this common section, so all aircraft have them. This is really nice. They've got some little references here. Helps you with the, this is showing you where to place the water stickers, but also you've got the references for, I suppose, painting, detailing, landing gear. And there you go. Here's the schemes. The schemes are, I really like this. I really like what they've done. They've got the from Afghanistan aircraft, operational aircraft. So it tells you where it was, which unit was, lots of detail. And on this one here, it gives you multiple options. You can do many different, at least 4 different airframes there. With options there for the registration of the aircraft or the build number or whatever it's called. And there you go. There's that note. Pylon for nose pod only on aircraft number 1. So you can build 4 examples, but number 1 has that support for the old paved penny there. I like this scheme here. This one actually honours the Tiger Sharks, which were flying P-40s. Really quite nice with the Flying Tiger emblem, and also this legacy World War II colours, I suppose, on the stabs there. And they've even got a South Korean one from South Korean based A-10. So there's quite a few different squadrons here. The thing is grey, basically. Aftermarket decal options, water sticker options are out there. I haven't got any. I'm going to go with the kit stuff because it's all I can get. There is a parts tree diagram. Let's have a look at all the bits and pieces, assess the detail. Okay, we'll have a look at these first couple of sprues. 2 off of this one, so we only need to look at 1 in detail. What I do, I give you like an overview. I always present them like this. An overview of the sprue, what it's got on there. So this seems to be like the engine nacelles, turbine compressor face there, wheel tire, and also these look like the supports for the weapons on the pylons. These look like AGM 65s. You've got a pilot figure here as well, so that's on there. This looks like front landing gear bay. There is the main pilot's instruments, the cowling over the instrument panel, and this is where the HUD is located. And there we are, it looks like a slide molded nose cone. This of course is the bottom part of the fuselage on the front section. Why have they done it like this? Well, you don't have any seam line down here, and I think that's how they've gone around designing this. Let's have a quick look at macro. Okay, so instantly, really nice fine panel line detail, riveting, etc. Show you this. They've got enough detail on here. On the instrument panel, we've got a different solution. I'll show you what it is. You guys probably know. And there we are, nice detail as well inside the gear bay, front gear bay. And they've done a great job on this nose cone. Here you're going to have to be careful. There is a seam line, that is the nature of moulding. You can just see that there. You have to carefully scrape that off. But they've got nice riveted detail, which is, oh, I like this a lot. I really do like it when you combine recessed with the riveted type of detail. Really, really nice combo. Just check out the compressor fan there. I mean, I've got no problem with that. You know, I could easily build this out of the box, but we'll compare it to the upgrade set I've got. Let's have a look at the wheel there. There is a bit of tread, I suppose, on it. These look like Lao pods, I think. Yeah, rockets. There's one of the pilot figures. You get 2, of course, so there's 2 of these sprues, but of course it's a single manned aircraft. Yeah, I don't expect much out of you know, a injection pilot. It looks a little bit soft to me, but that's my opinion. 2 sprues in this bag. What we've got here, of course, the front fuselage section, the other halves of the wheels, obviously with the drum detail. I'll show you all this stuff. Pylons, cockpit, boarding ladder, ejector seat. Have a look at all that stuff. And these are stores, ECM pod, and a fuel tank. Let's have a look at macro again. Just show you this ECM pod, nicely detailed. This version is the longer version, those ECM pods. Really good selection of stores included, which is important. And I think this is a lightning pod, or part of it anyways. Again, just point out this really nice detailing, really fine panel lining. There's the recess for the boarding ladder there. Even got, oh, you can probably hear that, the texture inside there. They've even got hinges. Really, really good job, Academy, on moulding this. It looks really good in terms of detail, surface detail. Here's, I believe, is this, I think, another part of the gear bay? I'm not quite too sure. I think it is. Let's have a look at the canopy, the cockpit section again. Molded on details as well here. This could all be painted up. Looks really good. They've even got detail here behind the pilot, which is riveted, etc. Landing gear stuff looks pretty good. The front nose strut with the oleo there. Pylons look great as well. I think they've really gone to town and detailing this. The ejector seat initially looks pretty good as well. I think these handles here, this should be hollowed out here. if I'm not mistaken. And overall, really good detail. No point mentioning anything about, you know, flash and stuff like that. Well, unless like you're looking at a Revell kit, but maybe I shouldn't say that. 2 sprues containing flight control surfaces. Nothing much really to say about that. Let's just go straight in the macro again, show you that detail. Okay, as I already mentioned, the flight controls, such as the rudders, etc., they're all molded on. I don't mind that at all. I don't really want to mess around with the flight control surfaces. I suppose it would be nice to pose the flaps or something like that, but I think they've done a pretty good job here as well. They seem to have enough depth here to sort of show like where the elevators are, to show that they are a separate control surface. You can actually see that this will really take a wash, etc. Looks really good. They've got all these sensors on here, which is all like A-10c stuff. I think this is part of the GPS. I think this sits on top of the fuselage. These look pretty complicated shapes, but they're great. And I believe this is part of the wing fuse join. Might be wrong. These pods here are where the gear sits in. And I'm looking for parts that will enable me to pose the gear up still. Upper wing surface, as I said. Great panel lining detail, looks superb. They've got these strengthening plates as well here incorporated in. Even this part here is like a panel, it sits proud. So I suppose they've done a, you know, a real great job on this. You would think as well, by including the paid penny, that this should just be a support and the paid penny should not be attached to it. I was thinking, oh, they'll probably do an A-10A as well, but we haven't seen that, and it's been a few years since this kit has been out. Lower surface of the wings here, so you can sort of see inside the interior portion of the main landing gear bay. There's a bit of detail there, not much. These look pretty good. These are, of course, the nacelles for the turbofans. I'll just very briefly show you the transparent parts. Be careful with this main canopy part. It looks as if there is a seam line on here. There is part of a seam line right at the front that you need to take off, but this should remain in. I think it's an internal light. And here's the, what I already mentioned, the front canopy section. Fantastic, the way that they've made this conform to panel lines. Haven't opened this up, just don't want to scratch anything. And I thought there would be more stuff for the seeker heads and bits and pieces like that, but for the missiles, for the AGM-65s, it appears not. Okay, so here are the hero parts, the slide molded parts. Let's have, well, first of all, what we've got the nacelles all in one part, so you don't need to deal with the problem of getting these things lined up. Yeah, I've got a seam to deal with, but this is just like really nice. It's really thin as well. It's really well done, and the detail's amazing. And of course, here's that rear fuselage section. Again, you will have a seam line that you have to deal with. You have to be careful with this, but hopefully this all works out when we come to building it. Also, I was mistaken. I was referring to the other slide molded part as the nose cone. Of course not, it was the tail cone. Here is the nose cone. Let's have a look at this in detail again. Okay, so here we are. Here's the nose cone, one-piece molding. Fantastic. Again, I've got a slight seam here, slight seam just to deal with, just to scrape off. I didn't realize the cannon part was slightly. This looks really, really good. In fact, I think all it needs is a little bit of light drilling out of the barrels, and this is really good to go. I should have looked at this before I bought my upgrade parts, to be honest. If you notice, there's no PE whatsoever on this kit. Keeps price down. Actually, I'm really surprised, because when you've got slide molded parts like this, this will make the cost go up. But this kit is not that expensive. I just want to point out here, you can probably do a bit of detailing here. This is the APU outlet exhaust here, but they haven't got any PE parts, and therefore the HUD itself is just one piece of clear, transparent plastic that needs to be really carefully masked. I would have much preferred to have seen a small PE part, or even plastic parts for that, but I suppose that's what we're with. So that's all the bits and pieces. Actually, just let me just show you a bit more detail. Just need to show you a bit more detail on these engines. Really like that. This part here as well. This is way too high as well. I know this is something that has been picked up as well on reviews, but that's the end of the plastic parts. Just quickly show you the water stickers. Okay, apologies if this is reflecting light too much. I don't know why, I thought Academy uses Cartograph, but they don't. These are their own water stickers. You can see the date, 2022. Design, that's whoever designed them. The quality looks first rate, actually, to be honest. Looks really, really good. Hopefully these work well. Guys, if anybody's built this kit, you've used the kit decals, water stickers, can you tell me if you had any problems with them or otherwise? I want to use these. Maybe I'll do some tests on what I don't want to use. Hopefully they're okay. I'm just always worried when I come across something that I'm not familiar with. These are the masks, but of course you can't really see them. So that's all the kit stuff. Let's have a look at the aftermarket stuff. Okay, a lot of this stuff I bought for fun, really. I wasn't too sure what the Gal 30 detail would be like, so brassing, well, I think this is 3D printed actually, 3D printed Gal 30 muzzle flash suppressor. This is unknown manufacturer, Minicraft collection, turbofan engine nozzles, yeah, fan and nozzle, so show you that. This was expensive, this was the most expensive part. Over 3,000 rubles, like about $30. Totally unnecessary, but you know, sometimes it's fun just to buy stuff. Quinta Interior 3D decals, which are amazing, of course. And okay, straight away, this guy is wrong for this. It's a Navy pilot, but I want to have this JHMCS helmet, the special helmet. I wanted the pilot to look like really sharp, so this is what I found. I'll need to check out, you know, it's not really right for the aircraft, but it's fun. Okay, so this is from the French company Reed Oak, and you can see that the detail is staggering. They are expensive, but they are amazing, and the beauty of it is that you can fit him into, you know, whichever aircraft he wants to, you know, that you want to fit him into, because he's not tied to an ejector seat. Hopefully we can shoehorn him into the A-10, and yeah, he won't be correct because he's a US Navy pilot, but hey ho. Here's the brass and part. You do get an instruction sheet. This is it. So it's just, this replaces a direct replacement for the kit part, and it says painted dark iron, that's all. So let's have a look at this little beauty. I like the way they've done this. It's actually just, they've got a adhesive sticker for the thing to stick on so you don't lose it. And yeah, the detail is stunning. Is it worth it? Of course not. It's ridiculous. You know, this is like about $5 or $6 just for one tiny little part. But you know, it's fun. I didn't know that the kit part was adequate, so I originally was going to sort of scratch build something or replace, but I ordered this because I was ordering other stuff. There you go. Okay, the Quinta set is on 2 sheets. First of all, of course, the cockpit consoles, the screens, everything looks amazing. Darker grey colour for the interior of the A-10. It's best off to try and match that rather than use the colours that are suggested in the instructions. You're best, because they'll print this in a generic grey, whatever they have, you know, that sort of suits them. It won't be to match the paint call outs within the kit, but we'll deal with that. And then also for the ejector seat, mainly those handles, which I was correct, they are hollowed out, and some straps, because the straps are attached to the pilot's survival gear, and some seat cushions, and also some removable for flight tags as well, so looks kind of cute. Okay, I'll just open this up. I don't know who this manufacturer is, if anybody, I believe they're Chinese, but that doesn't say anything, does it really? You have got an instruction sheet here and it tells you what's included. Check your reference before assembly, dry fit first, then glue parts in hot position. It's compatible with the kit nacelles, or the cowlings for the turbofans. Looks pretty straightforward, to be honest. There's another instruction sheet here. What does this one say? What do we have to do? Just cutting instructions, so that's fine. No information at all on the manufacturer. Might have to research that. Then here are the parts, 3D printed, and that's probably the main part of the cost. They do look beautiful. They really, really do look nice. That really looks good. And there we go. This will look superb. The compressor fan there. I'm gonna have to be super, super careful removing that. It seems as if each blade is individually detailed. Well, look at these parts. Obviously the compressor fan here. Each blade individually, you know, actually like a real blade, and then attached onto the supports. You're going to have to be mega careful removing that from the supports, that you don't actually inadvertently remove the blade fans, of course. In here, this of course is the exhaust. I would think that would be thinner at the rear there, but it's got some detail on it, riveting, all bits and pieces like that. And then also, what is this inside here? These are, of course, the supports that hold the, it's not obviously a full engine, is it? It's just part of the engine. So it supports the compressor fan, etc., and then allows them to fit into the kit supplied nacelles, cowlings. Does it solve that problem of the fitment? I need to check that when I build it. I don't know at the moment. I didn't buy it on that premise. I just bought it because I thought, hey, it'll look really, really nice. So there you go, guys. That's a review. It's our next project, and see you guys real soon.